Hello, Martin is here. So we are starting with our X-Space. Let's wait till Tarma, my co-founder, is joining, and then we will start. So it takes a bit time. Let's wait a little bit. So Tarma will be joining very, very soon. And then we will be starting. And if you see the name ChainAware here, okay, I'm speaking from a ChainAware account, but okay, it's Martin here. And then now Tarma is joining. Okay, he just requested now to speak. Okay, I will approve it. Approve. Okay, Tarma, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we have today our X-Space. It's actually 15th X-Space on the AI and Web3 topics. It's on the intersections of AI and Web3, about the blockchain, very much about AI, very much about Web3. And today is the 15th. So, and we have it every 2 weeks, always Saturday evenings by European time. So then around noon in the US time. Okay, and the topic today is the AI-based Web3 AdTech, international AdTech. And what is the impact on the customer acquisition? Because on the end, like most of projects, they want to generate revenues, so they need the clients, they need to do the customer acquisition, and they need the technology for this. So, okay, then, but let's start with the intros before we jump very much into detail. Okay, Tarmo, you will intro you, and then I will intro myself. So,
hello, my name is Tarma. I am distinguished architect. I have been working in architecture roles almost 25 years. Concerning my educational background, 4 masters, 1 PhD by a Nobel Prize winner. I am ex-chief architect of largest Swiss banking platform, also CFA Kaya, built over 200 applications. I know a lot of finance, and this is what we do also here. We bring it over into Web3. Martin, back to you.
And my background, okay, I have 4 master degrees as well from 3 different universities, but we are not some people who are writing the papers. We just take these master degrees, just as a hobby. We call them more as a hobby, and so. But actually, I started in a startup sector, and I launched 4 very successful products. At that time, there was 250K users. Probably by now it's 350K users. So the company got taken over the multiple times, but this was then after my time in this company. And we used already 10. It was 25 years ago, very intensely AI. Okay, it was then the natural language processing. Now we are using AI on the blockchain data analytics. But AI is an AI and data is a data. Okay, and I spent as well 10 years in a Credit Suisse in Zurich, and after leaving the Credit Suisse, we created a Web3 project, Smart Credit. Tarma, would you like to intro the Smart Credit?
Yes, Smart Credit was when we started it was huge innovation. Till this time, it was only there was kind of money market available, money market instruments for blockchain. There was no fixed income, fixed term products available, and this is what we created. We created completely new market, completely new decentralized finance segment, very successful segment, because in blockchain, the main issue is you have noticed also last week is volatility, and if you go over to fixed income, fixed term, you have predictability. What you don't have usually not so much. You have predictable return, and Smart Credit is first of a kind, and yes, it's a huge success story. And from Smart Credit, actually, ChainAware started. Martin, can you?
Yes, because in Smart Credit, we introduced the credit score. So practically, we are automatically credit scoring the users, like who are borrowing, and the better credit scores, meaning better users getting a better better conditions and vice versa, so meaning default conditions, which are not so bad. Okay, but the better ones get better ones. So we implemented a credit score. And to implement a credit score, of course, credit score is a pretty much standard algorithm. But to get a little bit more advanced, we developed as well a fraud detection. And it was an AI-based fraud detection. The point being, like, you can have a good credit score based on your inflow-outflow calculations. But if your fraud prediction of your wallet is bad, you ain't have a good credit score. You're getting downgraded. So because there's no point of this regular cash inflows and outflows when the wallet probably is then committing fraud in the future. Anyhow, and that was the beginning of a ChainAware. And then we realized, based on this product, we like a fraud detection, we can calculate so many other things. And the next step that we calculated, okay, we launched a fraud detection. It's a predictive fraud detection. Now, if you're speaking predictive fraud detection, maybe it sounds like, okay, so what? It's like it's a 98% prediction. 98% is a back-tested, real-time. It reads the blockchain data, and based on the blockchain data, it feeds into the AI algorithm. It predicts, will this wallet, based on the behavioral patterns of the past, commit fraud in the future or not? 98%. Then we did predictive rug pull detection. Now, when the fraud detection was for the addresses, now the rug pull detection, predictive rug pull detection was for the pools, meaning will this pool then be a rug pull on the future? Prediction, meaning before the fact happens, not after the fact. And that's always very important. But there's a lot of fraud analytics on the market, but we are predictive, saying before it happens, not after it happens. Not that something happened, people are whining, oh, what happened? No. Prediction. And ChainAware, all our algorithms is a predictive algorithm, meaning we are predicting what will happen in the future. Now, so we had fraud detection, we had a rug pull prediction, and then we start to use this as well on ad technology. Because what's the difference in a fraud prediction? What's prediction?
It's just behavioral characteristic. You are doing fraud, or you have intention to buy something, or intention to buy a financial instrument, or it's your intention, and yeah.
Exactly, and then we started to calculate the intentions. Okay, and then we have for B2C, like the regular users, we call it wallet auditor. So anyone can check anyone's intentions, his fraud, his experience, his willingness to take a risk, and a lot of other parameters. Of course, he can check as well what he did in the past. But a past is past. Like if you're in ad technology, we are interested about what will happen in the future. What happened in the past, it was there. Let's take a BMW. The guy bought BMW last week. He will not buy BMW next week. We want to know what he will do next week. What is the next one? So, and now we're getting into intentions. What are buyer intentions? What are his behavioral intentions, the next actions? Now, in the same way as we have a fraud, like a wallet will commit fraud. So, by the way, where is this 98% coming? It's a backtesting. Of course, we are not using backtesting data for the training of the algorithms. The backtesting is just on CryptoScanDB. Anyone can repeat it. You give your enterprise account key and just iterate over the CryptoScanDB. Okay, 98%. So, meaning behavioral intentions, buyer intentions, what are the next actions? And this is ad technology. What will this wallet do as next? So that means two product lines, but the common being, it's always what's the next, what will happen in the future. There's a lot of tools which are analyzing the past. You can analyze so many things about the past. You can make beautiful charts and whatever. But you cannot activate the data of the past. If you want to activate the data, it's always future-oriented. It's intention-oriented. What will happen next? And that's what we are focusing very much on the ChainAware. Oh, sorry, I got now a little bit sidetracked.
No,
Yes,
it's very important point, Martin. What you told. It's about intentions, that we calculate intention to make a fraud wallet, intention that deployed contract will do rug pull, intentions that somebody wants to trade or NFT or game. It's intentions and intentions what is happening in future. And this is what we can predict. And ChainAware is first of a kind, the same as Smart Credit IO was first of a kind 4 years ago, that we created a full new market segment, full new financial instruments to reduce volatility for financial investors. And ChainAware is the same. It's first of a kind. It brings intention calculation into usage, and it's even more innovative than Smart Credit IO. Martin's my opinion, but let's dig in. Yeah.
Yes, but let's say about Smart Credit. Yes, we kind of created a narrative. We created a fixed term, fixed interest narrative, and then this narrative we were very happy about. This was hijacked by very many VCs. With a pump, I think, that's what we know. It was like $50 to $70 million investment money was pumped in the fixed term, fixed interest sector, probably more because we don't know everything.
Plus credit score, Martin. Plus credit score.
And then in a credit score, there was so much money pumped into the credit score, like a blockchain-based behavioral credit score, predicting the future. What will this address do? But because of very much borrowing lending is a lower collateralized lending, so credit score didn't matter. Because if someone is not paying, he got just liquidated. So easy it was. But in the real world, in a traditional finance, things are slightly different. Now, okay, so practically we created a narrative in Smart Credit, the fixed term, fixed interest narrative, and now in the ChainAware, the narrative is very much it's an ad technology. The ad technology for the Web3. Because what is the issue? Okay, we are getting this issue, and let me say this very fast. TLDR, it's a user acquisition. You can create super Web3 products. You can be super innovative. You can create products which become narrative creators. That you are creating fully new narratives so that you get like a 10, 20, 50 copy me's, like a project for copying you, and then getting the VC funding. Yes, but you need to acquire users. On the end, it's about user acquisition. And if you do user acquisition, you will need ad technology. So of course you can say like, hey, we are all in for technology and we are all technologists. And so of course we are technologists. But to get users, you need a user acquisition. You need an ad tech. And that's the topic today that we speak. We speak a lot now about Web3 AdTech. And that we speak then customer acquisition and as well. How much then can AI and AdTech help to improve the customer acquisition
in Web3?
In a Web3? So okay. But before we dive into the Web3, Tarma, Tarma wrote one of his master theses, I think 20-something years ago.
It was 1997.
1997. He wrote his master thesis about one-to-one marketing, internet marketing. So it was before the internet bubble happened, before the Web 1 happened. It was before the Web 2 happened. And Tarma published in this thesis, and of course, no one understood anything that he was speaking. And now it's Tarma, do you want to speak a little bit about Web 2?
Oh, yes. Yes, sure. It was now 27 years ago then I published my master thesis, of course. It's everybody can read it. And it happened what I predicted. But let's talk first maybe Web 2. And what is Web 2? And Web 2 is we have this very good user interfaces. We have nice user interfaces. You click, you can buy something, to transactions or follow something or game, whatever it is. But what users usually don't see is that behind there is back office. And there are in Web 2, you have the same back offices like in Web 1, they are still big. Digitalization as such is in Web 1, Web 2 still underway. If we compare it with Web 3, we have full digitalization, 100% automatization. In Web 1, Web 2, we have partial. But and you see it's that in digitalization concept, Web 2 is lacking Web 3. And this is what Martin told you before, that you can have very innovative products in Web 3, which really reduce massively your business transactions cost, business process cost, and you can do full automation for products, which in Web 2 is needs huge back offices. But what we also have in Web 2 is AdTech. And AdTech, which has now been optimized, 25 years. I don't want to say it was built by my master thesis, but it's AdTech. And the result of AdTech is maybe you can measure it in acquisition cost.
Exactly, like successful AdTech means that your acquisition costs are low.
Yes.
Unsuccessful, unmature, undeveloped ad technology means your customer acquisition cost will be very high. But please continue that.
And Martin, when I wrote my master thesis 27 years ago, then it was always like half of marketing budget is thrown out of window. You just don't know which part. And
which half? Yeah, which half is effective, which half is ineffective.
And I didn't agree with it. I said, look, guys, you have to know your customer. You have to calculate profile and make one-to-one targeting, and then you increase conversion ratio, and then you reduce acquisition cost. And this is what has happened. Now in Web 2, when we speak about acquisition cost and conversion ratio is if user comes to your website, which percentage of users start doing transactions of new users, new users you didn't have. It's for acquisition of new users. And in Web 2, we go in conversion ratio up to 30%. It means 10 new customers or new users come to your website, and 3 of them make business transactions. This is what we have now in Web 2 using AdTech. Using AdTech, what we know from Google style or social media style or Twitter style AdTechs. And these AdTechs bring you a conversion ratio which is enormous, 30% conversion ratio. And now, Martin, what is cost per click? You can say cost per click is $5. If you have
high value client, yeah, it's a $5.
High value client, and then you say, okay, I pay $50 to get 10. And I get then 1/3 of them, so you can say it's around $15.
Okay, let's say $15 to $20. Like if you get a 30% conversion rate, you get $15 to $20, like a customer first new customer acquisition cost. Okay, it's just an operation cost. It's not a fixed cost that you are in the background. It's a new customer acquisition cost, a variable cost. Yep.
And this is enormous. $20 or $15 per to acquire a new user. It is unbelievably effective, and this is what Web 2 has achieved. This very, very high customer conversion ratio, very low acquisition cost. And this is also what brings very high profitability into Web 2 company. You guys know, of course, what is profitability of Google or Uber or Airbnb. You know these numbers. We don't have to repeat it. And here you see, if you have this very optimized AdTech and you leverage this AdTech, your conversion ratio goes very high and your acquisition cost go really down, and you get enormous profitability. What you see in Web 2, and then you multiply your profitability with huge scale effect, and then you have this multi-billion dollar profits, what you know from Web 2 companies. And key is the AdTech. When you can acquire customers very cheaply, then you just grow. You take over the market. It's nothing. There is no miracle. You need AdTech. If you have AdTech, like we have it in Web 2, you scale up and you are soon a multi-billion dollar profitable company.
Yeah, okay, and let's say if you go into business schools, okay, they will tell you about the Web 2 companies, they have the network effects, and so, okay, yes, we say yes, they have. But to achieve the network effect, you need ad technology first. So then you achieve, because there's no point.
What is before? Yeah.
There's no point to have the super innovative process, like if you cannot bring the users to the super innovative process to the business transactions. So you need ad technology. Now, but let's speak a little bit how the Web 2 ad technology works, because there are two parts there. Like the one part is we bring users to the website. This is the first part. And the second part is what happens with the users on the website. Okay, let's start first with let's look on the first part. We bring users to the website now. How does it work? Now, okay, in a Web 3, of course, we are getting to this. In a Web 3, we have a user transaction history. So it's beautiful. All data is there, and all algos, they love it. They just crunch any data we can get. So beautiful. Now, in Web 2, it's the same number crunching. So, and every AdTech company is using all different data sources. Okay, it's Google, Twitter, Facebook. Okay, then the Quoras and all others, but let's say first is the three: Facebook, Google, and what it was, Twitter. And each of them is using the data sources which are available for them, and they are calculating your next step, your next intentions. They're not just doing some attribution of you, like you are male, technological, or whatever. You like racing cars or whatever. Now, they're not just doing attribution, they are, okay, this is of course one part that needs to be done. What is your statistical attributes? But they're calculating what are your intentions, what are your buyer intentions, what are the next steps. Because if you have your buyer intentions, your data can be monetized. Because they know what can be placed for you. So, Tarma, do you want to speak a little bit how it's calculated?
Yes, okay, in Web 2, the calculation is, of course, you need good data sources. And in Web 2, in social media, of course, you know, all the social media is the data source. So you are the product if you use social media. If you have search engine, then it's more your search history or your yes, what you look for in Google or Bing or so, and based on it, you build models, and then you start building or machine learning styles. You say what is probable intention for some search behavior or for some social media behavior or social media graph or social media content, and you calculate intentions. Just the difficulty with these data sources is they are very not accurate. But the point, Martin, is even with these very non-accurate data sources, we get by Web 2 very high conversion ratio. And and if you would have really extremely high quality data sources, this conversion ratio probably will even grow further. And you calculate intentions. You don't need much really much data to calculate, or you need to train model. You need huge amount of data, and then you need from customers in social media, number of clicks or number of search terms in search engine based intention calculations. And then your calibrated model predicts intentions. And this goes into bidding. And if you're this guy is gonna click, you bid more. And
okay, this is called RTB. It's called real-time bidding now. You probably haven't heard about these things. And you haven't heard about these things because it's a 30 billion euro business in Europe. Okay, have you heard about any other 30 billion euro business in Europe that you don't know? Okay, real-time bidding is one of them. Now, all your data, okay, if you're not getting paid, you are the product. Your data is the product. Based on your data, the Web2 AdTech companies, Google, Twitter, and Twitter earns revenues via AdTech. Okay, of course, there's a premium and premium accounts, but they earn their revenues via the AdTech. And they earn with your data by analyzing your intentions. And this your intentions data is then running into real-time bidding into the ad technology, ad exchanges. And the result is this: if you are browsing now the websites, then you're getting, of course, the ads on different websites, but you are getting the ads in the websites which match you. Now, if you have a certain hobbies, it matches with your hobbies. If you are doing certain jobs, it matches with these jobs. You are seeing the ads which are resonating with you, meaning this ad technology is creating a resonating user interface. Now, just imagine that you are on some user interface which is totally opposing you, like fully, you dislike, you don't like it, you don't resonate it, you don't want to spend time there. But now, because of this ad tech, this ad tech is bringing now the users to the websites where the offering is resonating with them as a persons, as a personalities, with their buyer intentions. And this creates a like user experience, like the Facebook was always speaking, that we create a feed that people like, because if you create a feed that people like, so they will come back and they like to read the feed that they like. So, and that's as well a resonating user experience now. And that's the first step. The Web2 manages to create resonating experience by directing users to these websites via ad technology, which they will like. And these likes are not likes in Twitter. And the intentions are calculated then based on this data that users are giving you, Google, Twitter, Facebook. So, but the key is this resonating. Now let's get to the second step. Now we get the user to the website. Tarma. What happens with in Web2 with the users on the website?
Yes. And something again what is very innovative. It's the second step in AdTech. It is something what Carter calls adaptive user interfaces. For every user, a different UI is shown which resonates with the user. They don't see one screen, everybody the same. No. Every user sees a different screen which directs, leads, resonates with subconsciousness of a user and converts user over to customer, to transacting customer.
So,
and this is all artificial intelligence. It is machine learning. We know exactly who came, we know intentions, and we know what we have to show to this user to convert him to transacting customer.
We spoke about 30% conversion ratio in Web2. Now, you don't achieve this conversion ratio if you are getting to your website users which are non-resonating. Non-resonating users, they will leave. They even badmouth you. They say, oh, what a freaky website. Well, I don't want to go there again. Now, but if you get users via AdTech to your website, which are resonating with you, and on the website you're giving them the messages which are resonating with you, you create a resonating user experience. And the users will like it. It's the same like a Facebook feed. Okay, Facebook did a lot of things, and one of them was the feed. They created the feed that you will like. So you like to read your feed because it's resonating with you. Hey, it's so cool. Let's spend more time there on this feed. And that's how it's achieved. So it's resonating. And now let's go this one step further. And we spoke about this, and we're just reiterating it. And we spoke about this on our earlier X-Spaces. This is X-Space number 15. And we're just saying it because business schools are not speaking about this. Now, business schools speak about network effect, but they have to speak about ad technology. And business schools have to speak the Web2 technology. The Web2 platform started to grow. The real crossing the cusp, it happened when the ad technology emerged. Because with the ad tech
is the key, Martin. AdTech was the key for Web2. Till this moment, till Web2 got the AdTech, it was just something innovative, yeah? And AdTech brought Web2 to broad masses, crossing the cusp to late majority. This is where you see what is capability of AdTech, Martin.
And so this Web2 success that we are speaking, like people think, oh, it emerged out of nothing. Nothing emerged out of nothing. That was behind, of course, there's a network effect behind, but to get to the network effect, you had to get the right users to the right websites. And on the right websites, they had to get the right user experience. Now, so get resonating users to your website, give to you resonating users a resonating user experience on your websites. So, and that was where the magic happened. And that's when the network effect switched on. That's it. After that, not before that.
And Martin, this is what actually MBA students should study. This AdTech, how AdTech really works, and not what they are told, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a 30 billion RTB, a real-time bidding business, Europe only. Now the rest of the world, you can just Google, you will find it out. But Europe only, think 450 million people. It's a 30 billion euro annual business growing, I don't know, 10, 15% annually. So that's a real-time bidding based on your intentions data, based on your buyer intentions. Now, if you're telling that Google doesn't have any data about you, I'm like, yeah, dream on. Google has 2,600 attributes about you, most of them being your intentions, your next steps. Now, Facebook, the same. Twitter, the same, maybe even more. And this data is there. And of course, there's a GDPR and these things, but well, let's leave this regulatory side aside. Yeah. But the point being, the GDPR is a perfect tool for Google to avoid the others' entrance enter the market, the AdTech market. So that's all the idea.
Yes. Margin plus 60%. It is excellent market. Yes.
Excellent market. So let's regulatory barriers, the entry barriers, they are the best to protect the oligopoly or monopoly position. So and Google, Facebook, Twitter, they have very, very high positions. Now, okay. So that means we're speaking about resonating user interfaces. So we are speaking about bringing users to the resonating users. Now, what is resonating user interface? Okay, if you're a Web3 founder, you go to the VC, and VC is asking you like, hey, how do you make sure the users like your user interface? Now you will tell the founder, hey, hire the best user experience designer in the world. I will give him eine Kiste Gold. I will give him a lot of gold. Okay, in German, eine Kiste Gold. So, but will it work? We say no, it will not. And in a Web2, everyone knows it will not work. Now, but in Web3, the founders dream of this perfect user interface. Doesn't exist. Why it doesn't exist? People are different. We say buyer intentions are different. People are different needs. They're different profiles. They're different intentions. They're different next steps. They're different paths. Different next steps. Now, but you have to create, of course, you have to create the user flow. That's a user experience. But in this user flow, you have to place now the messages, the informations which match this user whom you got on your website. Now, in a Web2, okay, you have his intentions, you have some data about him. But in a Web3, we will come to this very soon. In a Web3, there's a blockchain data, and for the blockchain data, you're calculating this thing. So, but back to this user interface. There's nothing like a perfect user interface, a UX designer. But the user interface will become perfect when it's resonating with the user who's on your website, which is resonating with his intentions.
Yes, now all these UI design labs don't like what you don't tell, but actually,
sorry guys.
user interface should be calculated based on user intentions and what we want to lead users to do. These so-called adaptive user interfaces, which are massively used now in Web 2 and which are very, very successful. Very successful
But Tarma,
technology.
if you say that we calculate user interface, I don't want to make it very complex. I just say the UX designer can define the basic flow. The developer will code the basic flow. But now it's like which data, which additional informations I'm showing it. It's not about changing the flow. It's about data what I'm showing on this user interface to the user. Which messages, which informations, which offers do I give to him? Well, so that's it. With this,
agreed. Yes.
It's not about advanced users getting generated, very advanced user interface and so on. It will be overkill. Simple flows, but with different messages, different data on these flows. Okay, now this is about the user experience. So we spoke about the Web 2. Okay, let's jump now to the Web 3. So now that's the difference between Web 2 and the Web 3. Very simple, very simple. In a Web 2, we don't have automation. Okay, there's a partial automation. You still have the huge back offices. Okay, we work for the Credit Suisse and Credit Suisse. Okay, you can say, no, it's a bank, but the other companies are the same. You have one front employee or 1 to 8 back office employees.
Sometimes more, 8 to 12 back office employees. Yeah.
So that means this one guy in the front office will generate as much plus profit, so that will feed these 8 other guys and profit for the shareholders. Now, so that's the Web 2. Now in Web 3, full automation. But in Web 2, we have AdTech calculated now, which just calculate the intentions, the next steps. Okay, it's like a hidden business, hidden data business, just 30 billion. Just visualize this 30 billion, growing 10% plus annually in Europe. And okay, this intention calculation is there now. How can we get there in a Web 3? Like, very simple. Very simple. In Web 2, we are using Google search history. We are using the browsing history. You send it to Google every time when you click on captchas, the terms and conditions, you send browsing history to Google. So it's not about human verification, it's about collecting data about you. Now, Twitter has the data, others, but what we have in our Web3 is a blockchain data. So, and in the way how others, the Web2 is calculating the intentions, buyer intentions about your behavior on a Web2, in the same way, we can calculate your intentions on the Web3, your next intentions, your next step.
And from public data, Martin, from public data.
Yeah, and this is done from public data. Now, just imagine you want to compete with Google. What will you need? Oh, you will need a Google search history. They will not give it to you. You will need this captcha, the browsing history. Okay. Will Google give it to you? No. Or you can implement your own search. You can implement your own captcha, but the network effect, it's too late. Game is gone. It's over. Finito.
You don't have the data. You don't get the data. And in Web3, we have now in main blockchains, we have something like 10, 12 billion transactions, financial transactions, Martin. And financial transaction is something very special. Financial transaction is not just, hey, I do a like in Facebook or a like in Twitter. Financial transaction is you really think about what you do. And it has...
And we like Ethereum because Ethereum has a gas cost. So it's even you really think what you do. Plus you have a gas cost. You have to pay. Now in Google search you can search anything. In Facebook you can pretend to be anything. In Twitter you can create a lot of fake profiles. Okay, now it's a little bit more complicated than before. So, but your cost of doing these operations, your transaction cost of doing these operations, they're not non-existent. But not in a blockchain anymore. In a blockchain, you will pay for the transactions. And that means on the blockchain, you are really doing the transactions which you want to do. And now we add thousands, thousands, zillions of other users who are thinking as well. And now everyone is thinking what transactions is doing and not. And now different people behave differently. And from these different behaviors, you predict the next steps. Here we are. So that's the magic. That's the magic. And now we are creating
the magic, and we have very high quality data source. Public blockchain, data is very, very high quality and has very, very high prediction rate. And it is public. It is public. They can use it, Martin. And
okay, if you go to Google and tell them, I want your data, well, good one. Now you can try this with Twitter. Twitter is a little bit more intelligent now. Twitter gave a lot of data away for free, but now, for example, if you want to get more data, you need an enterprise API. It needs it costs only $5,000 a month. $5,000. So they're monetizing the data. But again, the main money flow what they're doing, it's the revenue, it's the ad technology. So, okay, so Web 2 intentions, Web 3 intentions. Now, but now let's say this question. Now maybe you are a Web3 founder and you say like, hey, who cares about this? Like, I don't need this Web3 AdTech. I'm fully happy. You're saying, yeah. Well, let's do little calculations because we have another project. We have a Smart Credit, and we know we have the real life data. We know what it costs and better the customer acquisition cost. We have played it through. We know it. So. Life experience, it's not a case study of someone else or referral. So let's calculate. So now in a Web 2, we bring resonating users to the website, but in a Web 3, we don't bring resonating users. So we bring some general users to the website. So you are borrowing website, but maybe you get NFTers, some NFTers, or gamers. Okay, if you're getting leverage takers, then you're happy already. So you get all different profiles, all different intentions you get to your website. Okay, this means your conversion is already lower. Now, the next step is they have to connect the wallet. So they get a new website, which then one super user interface designer designed and said, I'm the best one in the world, and he designed it. Okay, you have this super user interface. Now he has to connect his wallet, but everyone is getting the same messages on this user interface. Now, after he connected the wallet, everyone is still the same. He's getting still the same messages. And now he has to transact. Okay, what do you think? What are the conversion ratios here on this step? Now, the first one, he gets to the website and he connects the wallet. So maybe every 20 is connecting the wallet. Now, okay, let's say, let's start with the CPC. Let's say CPC cost per click. You're speaking OECD countries. Okay, you're speaking. Let's say this makes it $5. So we pay 5 times 20 to get user to connect the wallet now. But still, this is now they are non-personalized websites. Everyone is getting the same message. So on the website, we are not approaching him one-to-one. Everyone is getting the same message. You go dating, and you give the same message to everyone. Give a try how it works, and then some other evening, you want to try with personalized messages. You really find out what's the magic is. Now, okay. Now he connected the wallet, and now you want to get him transacting. Cool. Let's say 10% will transact. Best case. So. Because people are just unsecure, they're checking here, they're checking there, they don't know what to do. So, okay. So you're speaking easily of $1,000 transaction cost of customer acquisition, new customer, till he's doing first transaction. $1,000.
Yes, compared to $20 or $15 in Web 2, Martin. Yeah.
And in a Web 2, we have intention-based, get users to the website, and we have adaptive user interfaces, meaning you get your intention, future-based messages, your buyer intentions. It's adaptive. It adapts on you. Okay, sometimes it's called personalized user interfaces, and people are thinking I can personalize this for myself. That's not the point. It's the companies who personalize this for you based on your intentions. And in Web 2, it's so successful because it's based on who you are. That's how it's done. In a Web3, we are still in a mass marketing. We call it 1930s marketing. Madison Avenue, 1930s. There's something printed in the news. Hey, there's a super new product. Go to Macy's, you can buy it there. Everyone is going to Macy's with the same newspaper, sees the same shopping floor. They're saying, hey guys, stop. The newspaper message should already be different. And the second, on the shopping floor, you should see the shopping floor which is kept for you, based on your buyer intentions, who you are, what are your intentions, what are your next steps. Now, then you're saying 3. Now we're saying that's how the Web 2 is working. That's how the Web 2 got the conversion cost so low. It's not the network effect that they tell you with the business schools.
And
It's
this
the
is
ad
how
technology.
Martin Web 2 got mainstream thanks to AdTech. Web 2, this crossing the chasm was possible only because of AdTech. AdTech is the key for success of Web 2. It's Web 2 AdTech.
AdTech enabled the Web 2. And now we are in the Web 3. We have this massive conversion costs, massive customer acquisition cost. We can have a super innovative business processes. We have the unit cost of business process can be super low because everything is fully automated. So compared to the Web 2 where we per definition have non-automated business process. But that's the point of having this super business processes. If your customer acquisition cost per one new customer is at least $1,000, you will not survive. You will not generate revenues with this $1,000 probably. Never. Never ever. So that means for the Web3 to survive, you need to bring with AdTech, you need ad technology. You need technology. Okay, you have to bring customer acquisition costs down. How do you do it? You need ad technology. You need ad technology outside of the website. You need ad technology on the website.
It's the same as Web 2, Martin. It's the same as Web 2. Yeah.
The same as Web 2. Bring resonating users to your website and give to resonating users whom you got to the website a resonating user experience on your website. Now, and if you do this, your conversion ratio, meaning your conversion ratio starts to grow. Your customer acquisition cost starts to decrease, and you start to generate revenues. The same with the Web 2 did, the same for Web 3. So, fully the same story. So, that means for Web 2, because there are 2 questions now for the Web 2. The first is Web 3, 2 questions. The first is survive, the second is scale. Now, to survive, you have to generate revenues. That means if you're a founder or if your buddies are founders, just tell them very simple. To survive, you need to generate revenues. Otherwise, your Web3 products will be like very many other products. Pump the token, dump the token. That's it.
Yes, so, pumpy dumpy.
Pumpy dumpy. But you probably want to do more than pumpy dumpy. You want to create a product for the real Web3 users who are using it, who are benefit out of it. So you have to get these users who need your product to your website. How do you do it? And if you get them to your website, they must get the right messages, not that they're running away. And maybe then some in the future are coming back, maybe not. We don't know it. So that means you have to get the customer acquisition cost down. So simple. You have to get the conversion ratio up. And we say there is no secret. The secret is there. Everything's open. Everything's public. It's the same as a Web 2. Just the data sources are different. Oh, okay, Tarma, I'm speaking too long. How would you formulate
this? It is very high quality data, and when these approaches are already in incubation, we have in ChainAware technology, we can calculate intentions. We have shown it in ChainAware. It has a massive effect on in real cases, in real life, and it increases your conversion ratio massively. And it's the same as Web 2. You just take the same technology what is used in Web 2, you transfer it to Web 3, and surprise, you get fascinating effects. All you need is calculate intentions of Web 3, and if you calculate intentions from Web 3 based on all this public data what is free, you don't have to pay for it. you have
you don't have the entry barriers if anyone would have who wants to compete with Google or Twitter or Facebook.
Yes, and then you calculate intentions and you can get very, very high conversion ratio, and it means your acquisition costs go down the same. And my hypothesis, Martin, is that conversion ratio goes even higher than in Web 2 because of very high quality data what we have in Web 3. And that we will soon have not 30% conversion ratio, but even higher, maybe 40, maybe 45% conversion ratio in Web3 due to very high quality data source and very high prediction rate of this data source. And when we have intentions, it is clear. We can win customers, we can use adaptive user interfaces, and the most important, the founders have an option that they don't need to do pumpy-dumpy schemas. No, they can build sustainable businesses with positive cash flow and run Web3 companies as real long-term successful companies.
Okay, it was very interesting. I had a call with someone, I think 2 days ago, and he was telling me, oh, in a Web3, it's so easy to generate revenues. I was like, really? Yes, really? Okay, yeah, of course, we know some companies are generating good revenues in a Web3. But in a Web3, there are 50,000 projects, maybe 60,000, maybe 70,000. Now, go to DeFi Llama. And in a DeFi Llama, now on the left, if you scroll down there, then you see fees, revenues, now maybe in the second page or so. Just click on this and sort it by the yearly revenues / fees. And look how much the companies are then generating revenues or how much they're not generating. Now, but you will be very surprised, this is a full power law distribution, meaning very little number of companies are earning very much, and then you have very, 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 very long tail. Now, and what we are saying, all this very, very long tail, these are the founders who are fighting to get the revenues. Now, to get the revenues, you need a customer acquisition. To get the customer acquisition, you need an AdTech. And these founders are fighting. They just don't know which means to use. Because what is the Web3s? What are the Web3 marketing? Just speak with any marketing agency. He's speaking. Use the call. Call is mass marketing. It's pointless. Now, he's good with a pumpy-dumpy token, but not with a user conversion. He's telling you, buy the media. Go to CoinDesk, buy the media. Go to another buy the media. He's telling you buy the banners like an Etherscan or other platforms, buy the banners or text tools, CoinGecko.
It is mass marketing, Martin. Nothing to do with intentions.
Full mass marketing. And this full mass marketing results in this $1,000 plus or higher conversion costs for one transacting users. Unit cost to convert one user. And now let's think again of this DeFi Llama, this long tail. The long tail of the projects with low revenues. What is the future? Like they have issued a token. Now, what is the future? They need to start to generate revenues, but the customer acquisitions are so high. They cannot pay these horrific fees to the calls. Okay, we have paid the calls. We know what the calls cost. One thing is the calls, what the cost. The second is as well, are there any returns from calls at all? Like there is this website AlphaScan. I'm always surprised. Last time I looked at this, it has 750 calls, and in a free version, you see 10 days old data. And you can sort in the calls by the returns that they have. And last time I checked, I think from 750, 40 had positive returns in 30 days, meaning the other 710 did not have positive. So you pay them, but they generate negative returns. Just imagine again, you're a founder, you pay the cost, you get negative returns.
Negative return, yeah.
So double waste of money, double whammy. Now, and that's the issue. That means if the founders on this long tail of projects who want to generate revenues, they have to have so high marketing expenses with this current Web3 marketing approaches. It's non-sustainable. They will not have funds. They're running out of cash. So
Martin, it's the same like Web2 crossing the chasm. It's the same for Web3 now. If Web3 wants to get mainstream, then we need AdTech, and AdTech will catalyze this transformation of Web3 over from early or late innovators to maturity, widespread market. And what we have now in ChainAware, we have developed this technology. We can calculate intentions from public data. System is real time. It works in really real time. It's not like you wait, I don't know, 24 hours or so. And it's actionable system. It gives results. It is working, and this technology now has potential to transform or help all Web3 companies over the big cleft between innovating users and maturity users.
Yeah, it's a crossing the chasm. How do we get from early adopters to the mass? How do we get the crossing the chasm? And because this marketing costs are so high, user acquisition costs, let's be concrete. The marketing just for the token, we don't speak about this. We speak about how to acquire a user. Now, user acquisition costs are so high. Now, the companies, the Web3 founders, you guys, you have to bring them down. Now, how do you bring them down? You cannot bring them down with existing mechanisms. If you continue with existing mechanisms, it's the same power law distribution. The big boys are getting a very, very nice part of a pie, and there are thousands of projects who are getting them very little revenues. You have to get your customer acquisition cost down, but the approach is the same as it was in Web 2.
Yes, and we have now technology for it. We have a Web3 AdTech. ChainAware calculates intentions. It can be leveraged for reducing customer acquisition cost, for increasing conversion ratio, and we can repeat the success story of Web2, Martin.
Exactly, it's the crossing the chasm. How do we get it there? That innovative business processes, the Web3 is full of massive, super innovators. How do we get there? That these innovative processes are getting the mainstream. We have to bring them to the right users, the resonating users. And if the users are on the website, we have to give them resonating user experience. And that's how we convert the users. That's how we convert a visitor into the client, customer acquisition. And of course, after that, we have a CRM, customer relationship management, all the standard yada, yada, yada. But that's a data pipeline. The first step is you have to convert the user to get him to transact on your website. So that means there is no secret. Everything is in the front of our eyes. Everything was done in Web 2, and Web 2 succeeded. Now, for Web 3 to succeed, we say the same has to happen. Okay, because it's about unit costs. Okay, we spoke about this the day before, and we spoke, I think, in the last X-Space 2 weeks ago, we spoke. It's all about the unit costs. The innovation is about unit costs. Now, and there are two types of innovation. The one is the business process innovation, the other is the customer acquisition innovation. And we have to bring both down. Both unit costs, we have to bring them down. We bring down the unit cost, meaning the business process cost, of doing some DeFi or whatever other operation. Perfect, genius. But we have to bring down as well the acquisition costs. Because if you don't bring down the acquisition cost, how do you want to compete with the status quo platforms? You cannot do it. Yeah.
Martin, let's try to wrap up, and let's see, maybe we stay below 60 minutes.
60 minutes, because our target is 60 minutes. Only we don't want to stretch over. Usually we're speaking longer and longer, and then we have difficulty to stop speaking. But yeah, I think today we managed before 60 minutes. We'll finish. Okay, that means this was number 15. AI and the Web3, then X-Space from Tarma and me, Martin. We are co-founders of Smart Credit, co-founders of ChainAware. And okay, today focus was on the AdTech, and today focus was on the customer acquisition cost, how to bring them down. I hope you will like it. You like the listening, and so please share. Tarma, your ending remarks.
Future is bright. We have now technology, Web3 AdTech technology from ChainAware, and this technology can bring, or it brings, user acquisition costs down. It increases user conversion ratio, and it helps to cross the chasm in Web3. And as AdTech was the secret source of Web2, the same AdTech is secret source of Web3. Technology is here, and now we just have to see how technology adoption curve runs.
Yes. Yes. Okay, guys. Then I hope you like it, listening. So if you like it, please share it. So thank you for listening. And in 2 weeks, we have a next session. In 2 weeks, then number 16, AI and the Web3, then by Tarma and Martin. But thank you, guys. So
thank you.
Bye. Bye.